What's up out there? Welcome back to more Melvor Idle Hardcore. We are on Gen 2, episode 77. In the last video, I kind of laid out my plans for the future, and we're about halfway there. So, one of the goals that I had was to get astrology up to 115 so that I could unlock this star. That is done, and as you can see by the handy-dandy mod that I had enough of the star sand to go ahead and just get everything in this. So, I now have every one of these stars, all the constellations are completely done. Everything is 5-starred out. Well, yeah, however many stars there are. These are all complete. So the only thing I have left to do for astrology is just get it 5 more levels up to 120, and that's it. That's all we have to worry about is that part there. So this portion is done. Scratch that one off, and we're good there. Rune crafting, I needed to get to 109. I'm sorry, I needed to get rune crafting to 118, which, where we at? I am at 118 now. I got it to 109, then I ran out of some, I was doing a lot of rune crafting here, not the actual gear, but the runes themselves. And I ran out of pure essence, so I had to stop and come back and mine stuff up and come back into it. So I did get a little bit of mining in there along the way. Got that. I don't remember where I was, but basically just worked on pure essence. I think I mined out like these Eureka's and a little bit of meteorite at some point, maybe this onyx or something. I don't remember. I was trying to push up to level 118 so I could get into these gemstones here. But whatever. I just really needed pure essence and went right back to rune crafting. So I spent a lot of time on rune crafting, and I basically just walked from poison runes to decay to infernal to despair to soul. And I just went on down the line. As the next rune came unlocked, I would craft it. So some of these I have a significant chunk of. Poison, I don't think there was much of a jump from poison to the next one. Let's see, poison is 100 and decays at 102. Some of these seem like they were further along. So I have a lot more, like decay, I have a little bit more. Maybe I used poison, not sure. I feel like there was a giant jump, maybe where these soul runes was and the lightning, because I have a lot more of those than I do some of these others. And I just let it run out with calamity to get up to 118. Again, I could get this to 120 very easily, but I don't need to right at the moment, so I'm not so much worried about it. One of the benefits of working so much on this is getting these mastery tokens, or clearing out these mastery pools and getting, I mean, I've got a pretty significant chunk of these knocked out. Almost all of the lightning gears knocked out, and 60s and 70s and the rest of it, plus all the runes are done. So I am working, this is going to be a completion account, so working towards all of that now knocks a lot of it out. And for that matter, well, we'll get into smithing here in a second. But the reason I needed this one at 118 specifically was so I could do these calamity wands. And I need magic of 115 to equip those. So on my notes now, I basically need to work on defense and magic. And I'm going to start working on crafting here soon. But the cool thing is, once I get my defense to 110, at defense level of 110, I'll be able to equip anything that I can in smithing. This is 110 gear. So that's done. All I have to do is get to 110, and I'll be able to have the best smithing gear that I can get. And rune crafting, let's see, the lightning magic gear, this is only like 110 also, so that's pretty cool. I don't have crafting up yet, so I can't tell what the highest level in this is, but I'm going to assume it's probably 110 or so, and I'll be able to gear this up shortly because I'm going to start working on this one. Now, I did work on smithing. As you can see, I'm at 120. I just hit that. In fact, I was kind of putting the video off a little bit. I thought, I'll see if I get this, and this went fairly quickly. So if you're trying to level smithing up, you're basically going to start with corundum gear. And once you get corundum up to doing plate bodies, this gives you 1200 XP. That's a lot of XP. And I'm also running the full township gear and the ancient ring of skills. So basically you're going to do this, the most XP that you can get. And, making bars makes a pretty decent amount of XP. There's 250, meteorite bars is 377, and divinite is 449. So if you can mine this stuff up, you can smith it up and get decent XP. And then pretty much through all of these, once you can get up to the plate bodies, the plate legs don't generate as much. The plate bodies are where it's at. Augite gear is a little better, but I didn't have a lot of Augite. Well, let me say this. I could have gone through and did a bunch of corundum and then went through the augite, but I had enough to start doing meteorite plate bodies and plate legs. And the plate bodies are 1643 with the bonuses and everything I've got currently. So that's what I did. And I just let this run in power level. The divine ones, these are going to give you 1800, but you have to be level 120 to get them anyway. So that's kind of pointless. I mean, you have to be max level to have them. So you're not going to level off these. And if you look at some of the other stuff in here, shields are 1100. So shield might not have been too bad. The two-handed sword, stuff like that. But still, the meteorite plate body is 1600. So it trumps all of those other ones as far as XP goes. So I made as much of that. And now this is where we are. So half of the goals that I have are done. Basically, what I need to do now is I did work on agility also, but I need to get crafting leveled up and fletching so that I can get the gear off of that. And crafting will be the next focus. Let's see here. Crafting to, 120 for that stuff, 118 for the carrying body. So at least 118. What did I say I need to get to? Yeah, 120 for the amulets and stuff, which the amulets do a good job. Amulets and rings and all that. So I guess there's 118 right there. So that's where we are right now. And basically that's what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have to figure out how to get crafting. Crafting is kind of weird because it's going to take a lot of wood cutting to do this stuff. This stuff gives you hella XP, but it goes down fast. You need a lot of elder wood to get there. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And I've been working on summoning as things go too. Mastery pools are draining down on these very quickly. I keep running out of stuff and having to create more. So I'm working on that. And that's pretty much where we are. At any point, I think I could probably cut over and do the Ancient Sanctuary and do the grind in here in this Slayer area. I think I could work on that. In fact, I need to see what kind of legendary I can do. No, I don't have legendary unlocked yet, so not going to be able to do that. Unfortunate. That means I have to unlock the Ancient Sanctuary to get into any Slayer area that's going to be worth that. One thing, and just a total side note, one thing I wish this game had, and it'd be cool if somebody had a mod for it, is and maybe there is, if it showed what Slayer task level these monsters were. Because I'm sitting there trying to figure out where some of these are, and like for the longest time, the Ice Hydras and the Twin Sea Dragons were the mythical down here. And I don't know what all the legendaries are. They've added new monsters, and some are masters and some are legendary. And I think some are even down in the elite area. So it's kind of murky. And I wish there was a mod that showed those. The UI might look a little different. Speaking of mods, I don't know if this thing makes a huge difference or not, but I put this clean UI mod on. It's supposed to make a few little changes here and there that reduce things down. I didn't really see much of a difference, but I thought if it cleans it up a little bit, I'll throw it on there. So anyway, that is pretty much where we are. And again, I'm going to be continuing forward on like crafting and maybe fletching, probably crafting. I want to get as much of the gear unlocked as possible. In fact, I may just go ahead. This is level 100. Yeah. I may just work this one up as my ranged goes up because I don't think I need a lot of ranged at the moment, or at least get to 118, something like that. I'm itching to get into combat to a degree. So I want to get the Ancient Sanctuary done, get that extra gear slot unlocked, get that thing set up, and then maybe start working completely on 120ing everything. And one last thing I'll point out, people say you can't make a whole lot of money in here without township. And oh my God, you got to have township. It makes the most money. I got 128 million gold just off of these plate bodies. Leveling up, I got 128 million gold. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of ways of making money in this that don't involve township. So we may differ on things, but I don't really see township is definitely a benefit, but I don't see it as the be all end all money maker that everybody seems to make it out. There's a lot of ways of making money in here that make a ton of money. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. And speaking of that, I do need to work on Township at some point and focus in on this thing. I just haven't. I got a lot of tickets to spend. So I've got my standard account almost there. I'm close to 120 on it. I hit 119, I think, today. So probably tomorrow I'll have 120. And then I'll sit down with it at some point and work up a thing. The problem is you just have to spend so much time with it and babysit it the whole time. Like you have to do a lot of single ticks for a while as you build the town up and then go into 12 ticks at a time. And, I've got a lot of ticks built up, so no big deal. But I don't know, it just takes you spend an hour with it screwing around before, So anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. I'm going to start working at crafting, and I got to figure out how to get that done because it's going to take a lot of wood cutting to get done. Anyway, that will do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.